Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Divine Panther Presents. Today, Kimberly, Chris, and I shall say goodbye to The Chi with Season 4, Episode 10. Yeah. So we're going to start with the positive. I'm going to start high, then I'm going to end low. That's how I think that's a good format. So you don't think all we do is wait every week to shit on these shows. Like, that's not what I do.
Sounds good. That sounds good. Really good, Michelle Obama. Go ahead. Let's go.
We try to go high. Who's also from Chi-Town, relatively. So let's talk about the big twist that we all appreciated. Jada lived to see another day.
No.
Yeah, she ain't.
I think next season she's.
Yeah.
Oh, we said that off camera. We were saying the season premiere they're going to be at a funeral.
Yes.
It's going to just be like it's going to be off camera death.
Yes.
Just like Brandon. And it's just going to be like, so it came back. The cancer came back. You know?
Which does happen in real life. Like cancer, comes back.
Right. But in TV, we usually, to date what Dave always said, we like to see it.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean?
It should be on a t-shirt when we start getting that level. This should have been a conversation. But
you need to copyright that and really put it on a shirt and coffee mugs.
No. I told him before, Chris, he needs to do. It doesn't make any sense. He says that every video.
Hey.
And or just put like ... You can kiss my ass.
Yes.
All of these will be said in this video. But first, we're gonna start with Jada. No. Again, they did a very good job. They didn't pay it off, but they laid her going away party very well. And I thought that was awesome. Her actual party. So this won't be a little bit of you can kiss my ass, but like surprise party, right? That's awesome, right? Let's go through the people she thanked in the order she thanked them, and then say because first she starts with right, Chris.
I know where you're going because I was about to say something too. Go ahead.
I like to thank all these women who stood by my side. Stop, bitch. Only Dre.
Yeah.
Dre risked her whole marriage and did not give a fuck about her wife.
And her marriage is still in jeopardy because of this.
Yeah, right now,
She does not know. Dre, thank you. Thank you for being there for me. Nina, I'm sorry I helped ruin your marriage. I'm sorry to all these people. But that's who you thank first. Then you thank your lover boo. Because that man was there when you were thrown up in the fucking toilet.
Yes.
That man bought you food. That man took care of you. But no, she starts with the motherfucker who got her pregnant and left her to be a single mother. Because he came over and made some pork chops once.
We don't know what he did off camera.
He came over and made pork chops once. You know who was not making pork chops for her? Dominique. Because Lala said, fuck this show. I'm going to be on going back to Stars. Not only was she not at the party, she wasn't even acknowledged for why Darnell's girlfriend wasn't there. That's the Chi.
I actually forgot about her not being there.
Me
too. It's funny because I was looking at the crowd and I was like, who's not here? That should be. I forgot about her though. I forgot.
But I didn't. And then, I did. But cause I was like, cause you know who else forgot about her? Tiffany.
Oh yeah.
Because Tiffany is up there making deals with her new baby boo. You know what I'm saying? And Dominique was the one that got that thing going. Dominique was the one that said we need to keep it black and local and don't go with the white woman because they're trying to take advantage of us. Where the fuck is Dominique? Not even. Give me a line.
They were partners. Yeah, that was weird.
Hey,
that's right. Yeah.
Dominique said, I can't stay with a man when I just got done fucking his son. I realized that's some trifling shit, and I'm moving on to another place so people don't know me for what I've done. Like, give me something. We broke up. She realized Darnell's a piece of, but she's like, no, let's get back to Jada. Darnell, thank you for being there for me. Thank you for making me a single mother and giving me this ignorant motherfucker right here. Because then she starts with Emmett. Then she thanks Emmett.
Thank you for being annoying as hell when I was sick. You know what I mean? And making me raise my grandchild while I was sick. You know what I mean? Like, and then
and bring me all your problems.
Yep.
as I'm going through cancer treatment, you and Tiffany want me to argue who should be fucking who.
Right.
Thank you, Emmett. Thank you, Emmett, for being so irresponsible. I said, when I die, I can't have you doing anything with my finances. I got to put that on Dre, who's not even family.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I was like,
I was so, how is it? I would have let everything else slide, even though everything she said about Emmett, which I didn't think Emmett, or like you said, Darnell didn't even need anything. But I would have let that all go. Because he said, oh, I want to think 3 men in my life. I'm like, okay, are you going to say Dre is one of the male? Like, I didn't know how, because I was like, there's no way. Because I was like, there's no way you're going to say just the 3 men. And then I'm like, okay, what about the lady? Like, singular. No, you're not going to. And then there was nothing. Everyone's just hugging, like kumbaya. And I'm like, nah, yo, what the hell? I was like, at that point, I was like, I guess Dre was talking to his wife in the over by the steps or something, or somewhere in another room, whatever. I was like, nah, that was kind of messed. I don't know. I just thought it was weird. It kind of messed the whole thing for me. I was just like, Dre don't get nothing. Dre.
All right. So back to Shad, like her man. I actually thought she was gonna be like, will you marry me? Like, I thought she was like, we're gonna end with some type of like, hey, we got through cancer together. He's like, I love you. She's the one who's like, nah, you just a plaything, whatever. But I'm like, if she's publicly claiming him, I really thought she was gonna be like, let's do something. Like, if you're willing to have me, that's something we can look forward to season 5, right? And then she's gonna die over we all know that. But at least it would have been like she has a future, with a man who wants to be with her, that kind of stuff. Emmett stops being an asshole, and it's like, you know what? I respect you for being there for my mom. I'm cool with this, mom. Some type of shit, like I'll be the best man, something like that. Let's show some actual character development, okay?
Oh, you wanted the whole marriage thing? I didn't. That's not necessary for me. I mean, I know plenty of people that like literally like were married. Like, I'm not married, but like, I hear you're just talking about from a traditional sense. But
I'm talking about
a lot of people don't need. A lot of people don't, when they say, "Hey, that's my future," they don't necessarily like put a ring on it, and that's how I. You know what I mean? Especially for someone who I think it was season 3 who said she was over the whole marriage thing when she was talking to Ronnie or whatever. She's like I did Ronnie. The whole marriage thing, huh?
It's
yeah,
Ronnie.
But she loved him at the time. I guess my point is she just like, to her, marriage is just a symbol.
Yeah, whatever. But older, marriage is basically just a symbol. It's not.
Yeah, it's just not.
But not to the guy who's in his 20s who haven't got married yet, who loves this woman.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you this: when I was 20-something years old, I didn't think about no damn marriage. Like, you
probably wouldn't have been going with your older girlfriend through cancer treatment. I mean, this man's through a lot of shit. I mean, first it started out as a massage escort, like date. Then it turned into, I'm with this woman every day buying her food. You would think he might want to be like, hey, I want to spend some time with you. It has a time limit on it. Anyway, I'm just saying, he got shit on. That's what I'm saying. The man who did the person who did the most got the least. That's what I'm saying. Like, and
then they get married, and then she dies. What, the money's just gonna go to him? Come on,
right? But she's not gonna do that to Emmett. She's not gonna do that to Emmett because she loves Emmett more than anybody else. Period.
Oh my God. Then you talk about who she should be loving. Then I was like, where the fuck is EJ? Like, I'm looking around. I'm like, where's your grandson? We saw
a kid. We saw EJ was there.
You know who wasn't there?
Oh, the other kids. Yeah, I know.
Devontae.
Yeah.
And Shay.
Yeah.
You know who else wasn't there? His daughter.
He had a daughter.
That's what I'm saying.
I think he did too.
He had 3 kids. Only two of them motherfuckers ended up in this season. Only one came to my grandma is not dying party. The Shy, bro.
Well, okay, let me think about it. Maybe the reason why is because they're doing this during COVID, right? So maybe those children's parents were like, no, I don't want my kids on the set.
But couldn't you do it like Marvel's Endgame, in the sense of like when you show the funeral, like some of those people were CGI imposed during the whole like Tony Stark send off, and like,
you know how much that cost?
Hey, how about you know what? Let's go down this road. Right? How about you get hey grandma, here's a Zoom call with your grandkid.
Yeah.
Emmett acknowledged.
Oh, that could have been true. Yeah, that could have. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I agree with that.
Here's the scarf that Shay gave you, because that's how much she gives a fuck. Here's a scarf, And Devontae sends his love. He ain't got time to be here. He's busy. And your granddaughter, you don't know who the fuck she is, but either way, I'm coming up, mama. I'm coming up and I'm somebody. I was like this. I was upset to say the least. But at least she's alive and she'll die. For now. Yeah. That woman's already got another job. That actress already got another job. So
right. So we know season 5. If they get a season 5, she's gone.
She done. All right. So let's talk about more positive. I can't believe I'm about to say this.
No, don't do it.
I can't believe I'm about. But Shad,
no, don't. Oh,
Shad was actually this one episode saved him for me, and he actually had the best character arc and development of any character this season. He went from homophobic, abusive to Amani. Why are you with this man? You fucking a dude.
Right.
Ungrateful as fuck. You know what I'm saying? To this is my family. And I'm fighting for you.
I felt that was a little overdone at the end, but okay.
But I mean, no, you're right. But I'm like, but that's something, right? That's arc, to be like, now he's like, I'm there. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, there you go. I was happy with that. Again, the situation is another example on black violence and black homophobia. Let's be real, because he had to fight for Amani because a black man walking down the street, she's a transgender black woman, bumps into her and is ready to fight her for simply being who she is. Okay. And then
bumped her hard.
Hard as fuck.
Like hard. Like she was like some 6 foot dude. Like, bam. I'm surprised she didn't hit the ground, to be honest with you. Because she's this big.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like.
Is that the same one that's the same one that beat up Jake in the first episode?
We gotta ask Spill the tea. I can't keep track of it.
And is that also the same one that shot Ronnie? Maybe. I don't know. And is that also the one that wound up? This dude is always negative every time you see him. It's always something bad. I just knew when I saw him, I was like, "Oh, Shad about to die." I was like, "Oh, he's about to bump." I was like,
let's go down that road. Let's go down that road. When they got done, and if you look in the background, he stops and turns around while they're still walking.
Yeah, he did turn around.
Bye, Amani. I was like, I thought, or Shad. I thought he was gonna get that. He finally came. Ronnie. He finally came up. He finally has purpose in life, and he's shot by another black man in the back.
This is for Coogee, mother.
Boom, like that. Something. I would have been the Shy. Like that's the Shy. But I was like, I thought he had the best story, and only that one scene saved him, because that bullshit when he was like, when Trig was trying to get him to apologize, and he was like, nah. I was like, you need to apologize. And Trig just sitting there, like, defend your woman. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, he just said, like, well, y'all work this shit out, I guess.
I think Trig has a lot of guilt, too. Remember, that guy did a bid for him, right?
Yeah.
So he really, really kind of treads lightly with Shay, because Shay really did do the time for him. And I think that he feels like he owes him. We were saying that, right? But when Shad tried to bring that up, Trig was like, "Hold up, bro. Like, you got caught. I didn't. Like he. I mean, there's only so much you could play that card. Yeah, true. But like at some point, even Trig was like, "Hold up. There's only so much I'm gonna put up with that shit, right? Like we all had separate things.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? So, but either way, I'm just saying this is Amani is your woman. This is your house. You shouldn't just sit there and let her have to fight for herself just to get a basic apology out of this dude.
I gotta be honest, I was good with him sitting there because, to be honest, especially when you have someone like Imani, like, yo, she knows how to fight. So
yeah, she holds her own.
I didn't have a problem with it because, to be honest, like I knew, like as far as who would be able to, especially when you're talking about debate, like Imani usually be slamming people to the ground, like verbally. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I have no problem with that. That's why I was like, damn, if I was Trig, I would have been like.
So
like, you know what I mean? I mean, especially because like you said, it was your boy, especially it was like, yes, you got your woman, right? But then you got the man that if it wasn't for this dude here, I wouldn't be around. You know what I mean?
Never met Imani.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like he like
I feel like a man should defend his woman, but when you have a strong woman who can defend herself, now if he would have got up and started hands on her, then he should have got up and been like, nah, right?
Right.
or it
Or
just
called her
got
like a
so,
bitch or something like
or
that.
yeah,
Called her like a
something
bitch.
out of
Something
pocket.
like,
But if
yeah.
they're just going back and forth in an argument, you know, as I know for me myself, my man can sit right there until he's needed. When he's needed, he better stand up, because if he doesn't stand up, he's out.
Because Amani's problem with him earlier this season was the fact very that. Why are you not standing up for me? Like, why are you letting him, you know, talk to me like this? But Meldrick was, I think, was a character that was brought up.
Oh yeah, please. I have a question for both of y'all. I know you guys have best friends and stuff, the people you grew up with, college, stuff like that. Did it seem like him being upset about this dude's death seem a little bit suspect, or was it me?
He was like, I loved him.
Lord.
What?
Yes.
Hey, bro, you want to talk? You want to tell me something? You know what?
Thank you. That's what I felt.
It's the shine, right? So that's on the table, right?
Yes.
But what I took away from it is what, and prepping for our book 3 review, okay?
You about to say something wild.
Like, Shot's story of, I was out there, I was so desperate, I was about to rob the ice cream man. Mm-hmm. This man comes up and tells me, no, that's not what you do. You don't rob the ice cream man. I knew he was a drug dealer, but he taught me, he raised me. Eventually they start robbing cars together, right? But that is what Kanan should be. A boy on the street who has nothing. And the person who takes him in, who shows him what life is about, is a drug dealer. Okay, someone who's there good for him, but turns him into someone that you don't want to fuck with, because that's who his father figure was. That's what his life. That makes sense. Like, I'm like, I can see how you get to be a man who goes to jail multiple times, Shad. I see how you get to the point where you think crime is nothing. That's what life is. You know what I'm saying? Like you eat what you kill, right? And then I love Trig's moment when he was like, I'm tired of killing to eat. Like, I was like, that's beautiful. Like, I'm like, that is well written. Like, I'm like, one, we should have known who the Medrick guys was, so we give a fuck. Like, it's a beautiful, touching shit. I'm like, who the fuck is this dude? And of all the people who died on this show and the drugs that we've seen, make it one we know, so we can go, oh, that guy. Yeah, I feel your pain. I don't know who the fuck this dude is.
I say it could have been Reggie. I mean, why don't you talk about your own brother? Like, it'd be like, say, hey, you say, man, you know, Reggie owe me money, your brother. No, actually, well, no, he would have known. Never mind. That's too easy. Never mind.
But anyway, I'm just saying, it was a little bit too touching for this one hardcore man, right? And I'm like,
yes.
And then I'm like, and then his homophobia. I'm like, yes. Maybe there's some shit going on here. Maybe it's like,
because of the homophobia thing.
There are some men who do are on the down low, and they will beat up a homosexual. But as soon as they're alone somewhere with another person who's down low, they getting it. That happens every day, all day.
Lovecraft.
So that dude's been to jail, and I'm not trying to say every time people go to jail that's what happens. Yeah. But 9 times out of 10, you have a relationship in jail to survive.
9 times out of 10, that's a very high.
It is high, but I did a report on it in college. It's true. That's why women.
Well, which prison is this?
Most prisons.
I don't. You're basically saying 90% of men that go to big town jail.
They have a relationship.
They come out
with
like
another man.
Hold on.
They do.
All right, Chris. Okay, so again, this is going down the wrong track. I'm saying when he came up, he had a father figure. That's how he spoke about the guy anyway.
Right.
Father figure put him on the right track. But you know, they separated, whatever, and now he's looking for the money. And I'm like, to me, that's the backstory I want to see in Power Book 3, not the bullshit we got right now. Like to prepare for the character we're gonna see in Book 1. I'm just saying, I heard that and I was like, that's the story. Like, that's what I'm looking for. You know, and there's still a journey to be had. You know, like for him to get there, but it makes sense how he's gonna get there. You know, as Kanan. So.
Yeah, Jason Weaver. I'm gonna just say. I mean, I think I said this before, but Jason Weaver, he's just a really great actor. You know, and I was hoping. I mean, you know, we only saw like little clips of him in previous episodes and whatnot, and then so I was glad to see more of him, especially in the season finale. And like you said, he really did have a just to see how. Just watch him kind of be emotional in this. I was like, that's a Jason Weaver I know. You know what I mean? So, you know, I mean, like I said, I'm not used to seeing him looking all scruffy the way he is. You know what I mean? But I mean, that's little Michael right there. That's little Michael. You know what I mean? That's why it was just so weird to see him like this. In a role like this. But I thought, like you said, it's super dope to see him kind of change up a little bit. I think they went kind of overboard with the whole like, hey man, that's family. I'm like, it reminded me of those little Vin Diesel memes. Oh, the old family. It's like, yo, you don't mess with family. I'm like, bruh. I was waiting for like Vin Diesel. I was waiting for Dom, the other Dom, to pop up and just be like, I said, I know that's damn right. Like, I was just, yeah. So
I just watched Fast and the Furious 9 last night. So
how would you do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all about family, right?
Yes, all about family.
So, as a segue, let's move on to new family members. So Keisha and again we're Christian, right? Like they're like, this is my man. She brings him to the surprise party. I thought that.
I think something's wrong with him.
Why? He's so good of a guy.
No, it just seems like something is wrong.
I think
a little off.
He's a little off.
It just seems.
He's a good guy. That's how fucked up the Shy is. When y'all see a good man, you don't know what to do with it. You like, goddamn, you like.
No, what are you talking about? There's a lot of good. I mean, even though I find him annoying, I think Kevin was a good guy to Jim, even though he's annoying. No, I think I think there's. I mean, I think Dre. Well, Dre's a female, but like I think Dre is a good.
Dre is cool.
Is a great partner to me.
That's a relationship.
But Christian's just fucking weird.
He's a good guy, and look at Keisha's track record. Okay, she is blessed.
I call what you did.
Oh, I didn't think about that, but thank you, Chris.
Right.
And that being said, Emmett and True. That's why the writers were consistent with the ignorance of Emmett. The fact that Emmett will walk up to this woman's new man and be like, I was fucking her, right? Like before you showed up. Like,
yeah, that was weird. That part was weird too.
That's where Keisha should have been like, you shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is that should have been her moment. Like, that's not how you're gonna talk to my man, right? You know what I'm saying? Because he ain't got 3 fucking kids and he don't take care of. You know what I'm saying? He ain't a child molester who's fucking one of his students, like her second man. And he's not running a sex slave organization like her third man. So, like, Emmett, I was upset what Emmett did, you know what I'm saying? But that's Emmett. Like that would be consistent with the character though. But it was
I was cool with Kevin's I said Kevin. I was cool with Emmett's conversation with Christian, except really that was really the only line that I was like you could have left that part out. I mean, like, even though he might already know that you had history with Keisha, you didn't have to say that. You know what I mean? But I was cool with the whole drilling thing. I mean, I've done that with with girls in my family, who I'm close with, when I'm like, I see a guy and I'm like, and I'm really trying to quiz them, especially if you're talking about someone who's been like kidnapped and molested and raped. Yeah. I mean, all of a sudden this is the first relationship. I wouldn't have said the same stuff as Emmett, but I would have been very protective and been like literally try to pull the guy inside and just kind of be in his ass and be like, what's good with you? Tell me something about yourself. Like, oh, okay.
Well, how about thank you for treating her better than I did? Like he told Keisha, like, I'm happy you got to. Like,
I wouldn't have known if that's the case. That's what she thinks. She thinks that or whatever, but she's hurt and she's broken. So that's why you quiz him to see if he is treating her better than I did.
He is. He's already a winner.
He doesn't know that. What I'm saying is Emmett doesn't know that. We can see that because we see them in the thrift store. You know what I mean? But we don't know.
I think Keisha told him, like, hey, like, she said, like, no, am I getting hurt? He's like, he's a good. He asked, who you dating? He's a good dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, anyway, I just thought I understand the friendship part. Clearly, he and Keisha got something as a friendship. You know what I'm saying? Still there. They still care for each other. Yeah. I was a little concerned with that, to be honest. That maybe they may fall into old habits, especially when he finds out Tiffany is fucking the new weed man.
Shumpert. Oh, Iman Shumpert.
Yeah, when did he become an actor? Like, I know, right? I know he's with Tiana.
I guess because his wife. I guess his wife is acting, so therefore, big old NBA players like, yo, I can act too. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, I was kind of shocked. I was like, wait.
Yeah, but I noticed, when he was flirting with Tiffany, I'm like, Tiffany, I know, yo, that's an NBA player. You gonna fuck that NBA player?
Yes,
that's an NBA.
Absolutely.
Like, you gonna?
Yes, absolutely.
I was like, he throwing it out there like that. Oh yeah. It's
I love the fact that they want us to believe that this woman just got up out of bed with her husband, walked downstairs. Oh, whoa. No. Okay, I want to get into Dante's response to turning a duty into a relationship.
Oh, that was hilarious.
Dude,
Hmm? Oh,
dude, he was
wait,
like,
say that again. What'd you say?
Dante when Tiffany was like, "What if I leave Emmett?"
Oh,
like, for what? Like for you? She's like, "No." He's like, "No."
I love that then she turns around to Ember and be like, "Hey, I made him a decision." No, you didn't make a decision. Dante made the decision.
Yes.
And then you just
Absolutely.
and that's your rebound. Emmett is
Yes.
your rebound. That's what that was. That was not like I made a decision. No, bitch, you didn't.
No.
Dante did. Dante
Yes.
made a decision for you.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And you were like, huh, okay, that's how it is. I'm just a nigga when your nigga acts up, really. Like, you know.
Yes.
And break glass in case of emergency, nigga. That's what
yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Rock. Thank you, Mr. Rock, because that's all truth.
Yep. Yo, he knew his place. I was cool with Dante with that because he knew his place. It was like, yo, I ain't your husband.
Yeah.
It's like he knew his role.
He was honest. Most men are not that honest. And that's where the problem comes in, where she's slashing your tires and beating up women because men lie. He was completely honest with her across the board. Yeah. And I respect him for that. I respect him for that.
It's kind of weird to say that about side nigga. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like he's
a side. With that being said, what Spill the Tea knows his about. Y'all know about I believe in the kids, right? So I was irritated as fuck when Tiffany's sitting up there eating pizza, living her best life. Where the fuck is EJ? You know you got home Emmett, who's just sitting on the blanket. Where the fuck is EJ? Can one of you act like a parent? Can one of you go, hey, EJ, where's mommy? Oh, she fucking. You know what I'm saying? Like, she ain't here, but you know what I'm saying? She out there with her friend Dante. Like, if you want to turn, that's how he does it. A manipulative man would be like, Mama's out there with her friend Dante. Tell her you don't appreciate that. Like, that would have been something to have EJ to be like, Mommy, why don't you love me? Like, why is Dante more important to me? Like, that could have been a whole thing, and it would have been hilarious. Like, I would have appreciated that.
I think we said this in a second, third episode, but I'm so over this whole Emmett and Tiffany thing. I mean, and I hate the way that it ended. I knew even before the whole thing with like her putting I guess in the middle of the night, her putting on makeup and leaving the house.
Women do that all the time.
But the moment, but even before that, the moment when they were talking, when Emmett and Tiffany was talking, and he says, yo, promise me you ain't gonna cheat. And they didn't say that. Instead, he says, we'll promise we're gonna try. I was like, oh shit.
Yep.
They said try.
Yep.
Oh damn, here we go. Another season of this bullshit. Another season of this bullshit.
No, because they both over. Like, Emmett is like, he over it. Like, Tiffany's like, I'm just gonna be doing what I'm gonna be doing. But the fact that all this turned into, we'll just do whatever we can. Tiffany, if you felt that way, you wouldn't have been in an open relationship to begin with. This all started because you actually thought Emmett was gonna be faithful at some point. And
no, this all started because dumbass Emmett forgot to tell Tiffany, or just decided not to say, hey, when I was screwing Dominique, that it was before we got married. Like, if he would have put that last part in there, says, yes, I screwed her, but it was before. If he would have said at least that part, I don't think it would have turned into this thing. And now, yo, he opened Pandora's box, and she's a genie that just escaped the lamp. There's no way to put her back in. Like, she's out. Yo, she's living her life like it's golden, you know?
And she's loving it.
You know? I got no problem fucking whoever she wants, because Emmett has to have a long history of doing such.
Yes.
My whole thing is, make sure you understand you got a child. Like, that's all I'm asking. Like, make sure one of you acknowledge, just to be like, EJ is important. The other two kids apparently you don't give a fuck about. But like, at least EJ, let's act like EJ matters. Okay, a little bit. So that
ELM.
So we got that. We got to see what's gonna happen next year with them. Let's get to the mayor.
Are they getting another season? Are they? Do we know they're gonna?
They ain't say anything yet.
They ain't say anything right now. But what else is Showtime gonna do? But
I mean, they're getting Dexter now. I mean, one season.
One season until it's successful, and he goes, you know what? Let's ride this out and see what happens. Anyway, behind me, I have the version of Ghost I always wanted to see, and that's Otis Perry. Like, Duda was definitely Ghost in this episode. Like, I was feeling it when he was shitting on Trig, to be like, you know what I could do to you? Like, I was like, it was a spirit, but how did we get there? Marcus is not dead. My bad. That makes no damn sense. Duda should know that if this man wakes up, he's going to finger him for this almost murder.
You might want to rephrase that.
That was.
I'm sorry.
He says like wakes him up in the hospital bed. He's over him like.
Yeah, I just
like
you know what
that's what.
You know what I mean? I'm just like I'm saying. So he had to know that, right? That like if this man wakes up, he will be like the mayor of Chicago, beat the shit out of me in my very house, and therefore there will be warrants out for this man's arrest. But somehow he's like, I'm gonna put on a baseball cap, get in the back of the car with my wife who just came back, and we don't know why she left. And now I'm just gonna ride off to a random location. And he's walking. Now he's walking with a hat on. I
thought she was going to kill him. I really did. I just knew it was going to end. I thought it was going to be pissed in a different way, because I was like, okay, in the beginning of the season, we saw, or was it episode 4? We saw that he was shot, up on the rooftop. And then, but I was still thinking like, that don't matter. Season finale, he's going to die anyway. And then so when Rose, like he was in the back seat, I was like, Rose going to take him out. Rose would be like, I'm tired of this shit. Tracy's still in the house. Yeah, I was saying for that night she can borrow you, but damn, she's still here. Like, yeah, I just knew she was gonna take him out, and I was like, oh, okay, all right, whatever. It's like,
it didn't make any sense because Duda leaving is not gonna, like you said, Marcus is gonna wake up now unless Marcus and I hope he's got all his faculties when he wakes up. But his daughter knows what happened. So we don't know if the daughter's going to tell him, explain it to him. You know what I mean? So how is Duda, as the mayor, going to just ride off into the sunset? And then how come that Laverne, when she shot him, they have not addressed the fact that no one's investigating the mayor being shot on a rooftop? What?
And now one of his officials just got his ass whooped in his house. And no one seen the connect. So let's. I want to go back. I want to bring.
No one didn't want to even check the camera. I mean, like that's the first thing you do when you investigate. Like, hey, was there cameras in there?
Absolute first thing.
What? That was so weird.
CCTV is all over New York City now, all over Chicago, all over major cities. They have cameras up on the same pole as red lights.
And he's also the deputy, right? So he should have security.
Yes.
It just doesn't make a lot of this stuff did not make any sense.
Duda has no security either, except for one black dude.
So he's not deputy mayor. He's not like he's part of the crew. He's not deputy mayor. But that was it. And then the problem is, and that goes to the issue of Rosalind acting like she's all of a sudden she's going to become mayor. No, the deputy mayor does that, and there hasn't been one. There's not one elected. like Marcus was on the staff the way Tracy was on the staff. Tracy Tracy was not on staff. She was Rosalind and Marcus were just on staff. They were at best.
Oh, I thought Marcus was like his second dude.
No. So which why he was almost like pleading with him to do better. But I want to get back to his press conference, right? So Duda walks up there and it's like, guess what? People said I couldn't do it, but I did. And look how well I did. Oh, we only need us. Well, and then not one reporter, as you just said, not one reporter goes, Mr. Mayor, you were shot. Were you not? And how did that work? Since the police have been defunded, right? We started this process. Mr. Mayor, you've been shot. And what's the status of that investigation? Mr. Mayor, your neighborhood, a black woman named Trinity was made into a sex slave and her body was found in that very neighborhood. What investigation has been done to address that issue? A man named Lance was murdered a couple of days ago in your neighborhood. What has been done? Tell me again how self-policing is a positive thing that now you want to spread throughout all of Chicago. Like, this is your test case? This is what you want all Chicago to look like? And on top of that, Mr. Mayor, one of your officials was beat in his house, and they actually tried to claim that somehow defunding the police had something to do with it.
One thing that kind of really pissed me off, and I wish they didn't put that line in there, but obviously I'm assuming that it's just the thought of the creators and writers of how they feel about, I guess, the whole situation of defunding police. I was, just like I think we talked this in the previous thing about the whole defunding. The term of defunding the police is not necessarily what you think. But Tracy clearly said a line in there that I was like, holy shit. I was like, talking about abolishing the police. And like, abolishing the police. So we don't need policing. I'm like, I had to do one of these. I was like, bruh. I was like, did she just say that? He said, we don't need police. In Chicago, the one, one of the highest murder capitals in the world, like where you got the most innocent kids being killed. We don't need policing. We can police ourselves.
They're having heroin wars right now.
Oh my God.
People are dying of heroin, fentanyl, all of that. And they're having wars in the street. But you don't need police officers. That's like saying we don't need the military. Are you crazy?
That was just weird. I just wish she didn't say. I mean, they would have just kept it to just saying the words defund the police or whatever, and have the rest of people just interpret what they meant or whatever. It would probably been better. But the fact that they gave her the lines with the whole like abolishing it and saying we don't need police, I was like, oh my God, what are y'all doing?
Do you think maybe this is trying to show us as Black people the fact that we keep saying we should defund the police, and they're trying to show what it would look like? That, you know what I'm saying? Like they're trying to show us an example of what it would look like.
It would be different if they highlighted in the show, like again, like
they caught
up to be like, you see how sorry, I got something on my eyes. Since this is happening, but they're acting like no, this is still a good thing, and we're not even the death of Lance. Like so, Lene's storyline. Anyway, I want to let's talk about Marcus, right?
I'm listening.
Cops show up, no investigation whatsoever. Gemma has quotes. I have the videotape, but I didn't watch it. She is believing the fact that Jake told her, oh, she's staying with, let's start with Jake. She's staying with a boyfriend who told her, yeah, I saw your dad laying on the ground and Duda and my brother there. And I didn't tell you. I decided to say, fuck it. Let's just have our night. She's still with this dude.
Yeah.
And crazy as fuck. And she actually believes that fucking Trig beat her dad, but at least had the heart not to kill him, and then to call the ambulance. She's like, thank you for helping him. Here's the video evidence of you, which I didn't watch, of you beating my dad. Why did you beat him? Can we start with that? Can we start with a basic question?
David, we had a debate about this earlier in the season. What did I say that you were just like, oh no, they're still equally as bad or whatever? When Jake took Kevin's girl, what did I say? I was like, oh, okay, well, I find, Jake might be the tougher than Kevin. But what was the one thing I said? I said, as much of somewhat of a fuckboy Kevin was, he was better for Gemma. And I was like, watch.
Yeah. Okay.
I was like, watch, yo, Jake is going to get her into some deep shit that she just does not want to be part of.
And she's going to stay with him because she's in the mode of, I like bad boys. Been there, done that.
from her jeans. See, when you said that, all I keep thinking about was that little thing, like the back of her jeans. I'm like, really? I'm like,
I couldn't. I'm like, wait a minute. No one asked a logical question. Like, where was the mayor? He said Duda and Trig were there when your dad was laying on the ground. You're talking to Trig. You don't ask, where was the mayor? The gangster mayor? Like, what was he doing? Where was he at? Like, she don't even watch the video. She just hands it over to Trig to be like, well, I guess you'll do the right thing by it. I was like, what the fuck is happening? And then when this man wakes up, he's gonna be like, they turned this poor little girl into one of the biggest tricks I've ever seen. And
where's her mother?
So
if her father's in the hospital, is this girl in the house by her goddamn self?
Yes. No, she's staying with Trig and Jake. She's gonna stay with Trig and Jake.
She has no aunts, no grandmas. There's no family member that saw this on TV and was like, "Oh my God, we need to run to Gemma."
Don't worry, don't worry. Dre's gonna adopt her too. I mean, they're all gonna be in the same house. It's gonna be rather crowded, and Kevin's gonna have his pick. Be like, eeny, meeny, miny. It's gonna be like,
I got all my hoes up in here. But we'll get to that. But hold up. So with Tracy, just to do the storyline again, I was feeling Ghost and Angie. Like when you are fucking a gangster and you ask a dumbass question like, did you have anything to do with this crime? No. Like, why would you think I did? I need you to trust me. We can't build nothing if you don't trust me. You are sleeping with a married gangster who now is mayor. Which one of those three says honest and communication? They've turned Tracy into the second biggest trick in this show.
She was stigmatized.
It don't make any sense. I'm like, what?
You said turned her into. I always, I never bought the whole like, hey, I'm trying to do this for my community thing. Like the moment we first like met her in season 1, the way that she was like kind of was talking down to Ronnie. There's something I was just like, yo, she ain't real about. So, and it wasn't until like somebody died before she even kind of gave Ronnie time of day. I was like, she's not real. Like, you know what I mean? Just like stuff already. Like all of a sudden last season, like, I should do something for the community. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Like it seems so fake. It just seems so fake that
the money came back. That's why her draws are off now. Cause she like, oh, I actually got the funding. I'm like, that's gold digging shit right there. She was like, oh, when he shot in the fucking hospital, she's like, oh, I ain't getting that money.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, he's like, hey, man, you got that funding. She's like, draws. She's like,
Well, I think Duda too. Duda, I think Duda has her stigmatized too. But and the way he talks, he's all suave about it. She's in a beautiful apartment. Like she's all in her head about him. And even when they were having dinner, I was like, do you understand who you're sitting across from? Like, this dude could just shoot you in the head right now, throw you in a suitcase, and put you in a river somewhere, and it all be done.
You don't ask about Rosalind in any way, shape, or form. Like, is your wife coming back? Where is she? Unless she's like, is she gonna watch this fuck again? Because I'm okay with that, as long as I'm getting this money. I was like, and then Trig shows up. Trig shows up like, and Trig, I'm telling you, if the next season should have been Duda versus Trig. That should be the show. Gangster mayor cleaning his drug money through the mayor's office. Like, fuck food trucks and pizzerias. Like, he's like, I got the government now. Like, we can run the drug money through the fucking government. And then Trig is trying to fight on his side, right? Because Trig is the heart of the show. Like, he's the new Brandon to me. By far. He's like, Jake, be better than me. Like I don't want you to have to kill to eat. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what he's trying to get him to. And then when he was like, tell Tracy I said hi, I was like, he dropped that mic before he left. It's like, don't think I don't know that bitch is there. I was like, I just let her know who you were. And now Tracy's like, oh, I guess I got to go. Why? Because she was like, this can't fuck up my money and what I'm doing. She was like, yeah, I'm tricking. I was like, this is...
Yeah, she bounced. She was out. She was like, okay, I'm not involved. I heard you lied to me and I'm gone. He's lied to you the entire time. This man does not care about your little thing you're trying to do. He's laundering money. That's all he cares about. So, and he has permission from his wife to have threesomes. So that's all he cares about.
So what's the problems? And then Roz just shows up. He's like, I know y'all's gonna be. I saw Tish. I saw Tasha. I saw Tasha. When Rosalind was driving her drug dealing, cheating husband, I was like, Tasha, no matter what.
It's the last time I'm going to be here for you. Rose, no.
No.
You're going to be there for him until he's dead.
Come on, Tasha. You still go there.
Exactly.
Like, Tracy was Angie. When Angie was like, I know you ghost. Just tell me you ghost. It's like, will Ghost even answer that question? And you still fucking me. So do you really care? No.
Exactly.
Let's move on, shall we? I was like, I just need a show of him. But of course they're gonna write this good character off. I'm like, of course they're gonna write Duda off. I'm like, they don't want to do a good show. Like that's not what they want to bring. Like I'm like, this could be it. I'll be for that. What's up, Chris?
No, I'm just it just reminded me. You said like they don't want to bring. I guess they don't want to. You said they don't want to do a good show, and then you said something about bringing back up a character or whatever. It just kind of gave me flashbacks of the fact that the whole season went by and they never went back to the whole idea of this tape that came out of Jake getting his ass whooped by the cop. Like it just.
Oh, that disappeared because they don't want any involvement with the cops, right?
Yeah.
So anything that has to do with the cops, that storyline is cut.
Yeah. But to your. Okay, I hear you, but my problem with this season then is like all the promos. I mean, and this is probably the first. Well, I mean, obviously I don't have a background in mine, but usually was in the past when we had backgrounds. What's the background shows for this season? Yeah, it showed Jake in the front, right?
Yeah.
The last season it was Keisha because obviously with her. This season was Jake. Why? Because of the whole idea of him getting his ass whooped. Which makes you think the whole season is going to be about that, just like it was about Keisha, about finding this girl. You know, now it's like it seems like y'all started with it, and I was like, yeah, screw the storyline, and let's just keep going. Like this was just a jump start to start talking about defund the police, even though even for defund the police, we'll only talk about it here and there, and it was just weird. I don't know. I hate when they do that. I'm like, don't like tease me with like dessert and then just only have me just like get the whipped cream. It's like, no, give me my freaking dessert, man. Like, don't just like, you know, I don't want to just eat just a little bit of it. I want all of it.
I would say Jake's story was driving a lot of this thing. I mean, beyond the one started with police brutality. Now it's with Jimmy. No, Jake was a center of this series, right? I mean, like even between him and Jimmy, his arc relationship with that, how that changed him to the point that he's cleaning the car and he's going out there trying to beat somebody. Like he was much more center than Kevin was. I mean, to me, like this was much more of a Jake season than a Kevin season by far.
I mean, I agree with that, but I'm just saying. I'm talking about I get it. I see what you're saying. You're basically saying if it wasn't for the whole getting the beat and then him and Gemma okay, fine.
Yeah.
I get that. Okay, I understand that. But what I'm saying is, to me, that is such a they could have hooked up for other reasons. Like she could have just wanted to do a protest off of just something else, and then Jacob been the only one kind of. My thing is that was such a big moment.
Yeah.
That just to kind of push it aside, just so he could hook up with Gemma, and just so they can bring up defunding the police, which again they never bring back the whole reason why they brought that up with the whole beat, you know, the whole video of him getting beaten up. It just seemed very, I don't know. It was like they just kind of changed their mind at the last minute, and it was, you know what I mean?
They just switched gears in the middle of a damn season. It's like, how do you switch gears? Like these storylines make sense. If Jake got beat up by the police, they should have went into that further. They should have, you know, really, if you're going to talk about political stuff that's going on in the country right now, continue the storyline. Jake has to go to court. Jake has to testify against this cop. Jake, all of that stuff, all of these things would have molded us to say, well, Jake is actually growing up, because based on the fact that he's going through this, it made him mature faster, right? Yeah. And then Trig is like, I don't want to be a criminal anymore. I got to stand here with my brother. I got to take care of him, make sure he's okay. And then Marcus, he's only trying to do positive stuff, right? So then make his whole thing bigger. He wanted the the Olympics in Atlanta, something that would have been good for jobs, right? I should have been on board with that, because as a mayor, that's part of his job, to give people jobs, to help the economy. And they didn't go into any of these things, and that's what's ridiculous. And then dude that got shot on a rooftop, he's the mayor. Do you mean to tell me if Marion Barry would have got shot, nobody in DC would have been like, oh my God, help him? Come on, you know how they love Marion Barry in DC. When he was a pipehead, that was all over the news, right? Mm-hmm. And that was something that probably should have stayed private, but it was all over. If they would have shot him, we would have been hearing about Marion Barry till this day.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you this: they gave more recognition to Duda's mother talking shit about him on TV than they did about him actually getting shot.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Like, come on, bro. Like, what are we doing here? Like, it was just weird. I don't know.
They just lost the whole momentum.
Yeah.
So and with death, so we got Lene. So Lene's storyline changed from episode to episode. So last week, she tells Kevin, "Oh, you know, Cherry is raising me because my brother went out of town for some reason. I don't even know, but now Cherry's taking care of me." So then Kevin's been.
That was the one that shot. I think that was the one that shot the dude. Yeah.
Jamal, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but now it's one. She's walking out of Kevin's parents' house like it's his. Like, hey, let me walk you down. No, I got it. I'll just carry my shoes, walk out. Girl, you are not in college. This is not a college dorm. This is a 16-year-old's bedroom inside of his parents' house. Like, and she ain't got no kind of problem. She's like, I'm just gonna walk downstairs. I'm like, where the fuck are your parents? I'm like, so then finally, we get to Dre and Nina. Finally. So then Dre and Nina show up. Dre is like, oh, what's up, Lene? What you doing here? Oh, I just spent the night. You know how it is. Yeah, I guess so. Would you like to live here? Anyway. But I mean, that's beautiful. But I'm like, how does the story turn into, well, you know, my brother No, he's out of town now because he shot Cherry's brother. Yeah, I heard about that. Oh, you did, Dre? When did you hear about that? When did that get around? And why have you told Kevin about that, or anyone else is talking about that? Now all of a sudden she knows why her brother's out of town, and she's like, "Well, it was gonna happen anyway." She don't give a fuck. A black man got killed by another black man again in real life and on this fucking show. And once again, black people don't give a fuck. Most of this episode is about where's Lene gonna stay now. That's the most important thing. Dre, who's like, I don't want fuck Nina because she cheated on me. Why did she cheat on you again? Because you've been lying to her for weeks. So maybe if y'all have a conversation about that, maybe we get to why she cheated in the first fucking place. But once again, Dre don't give a fuck about Nina because she goes to this little girl and says, you can move in with us without even talking to her wife. She's already put out the invitation because Dre does not respect Nina, to me.
No, I see. I kind of see why you said that. I personally think, especially with Dre, I'll just say it. Dre is probably like one of my, if not my favorite character on the show, one of them at least. But the whole cheating thing, you're absolutely right. I mean, I feel like, at least initially, I feel like you're right in the sense of she should have came out clean with the whole idea of what the whole thing with Jada and really what it was. But to be honest, that's no excuse in the sense of just because someone theorizes that you're doing something bad, instead of you confronting that person and say, this is what I think, you just all of a sudden say, nah, let me just fuck some random broad.
Nina's wrong.
Like, I'm sorry. I don't care. I mean, yes, fine. I mean, there might obviously, like you said, Nina had a reason to do that, and the reason was because
in her mind.
That does not, but that does not stop someone being wrong. Like we can judge as far as how Dre should have handled the whole text message thing. Fine, whatever. But only one person was wrong there, and that was just Nina. And that was Nina.
They were both wrong in different ways. They were both wrong in different ways.
I don't know. No, I mean, I feel like Dre was not wrong because she has a best friend telling her, don't tell so-and-so because she runs her mouth. Now you could say that would have been, that's ridiculous because she would have found out anyway. Fine, whatever. But my point is, when you got a problem with, especially someone who you're married to, you got a problem with them and you feel like someone is actually walking out in your marriage or whatever, you confront that person with it. You don't just be like, oh, he's hiding text messages, and you see one text and then you think, oh, yeah, and then all of a sudden some random girl in the bar. I mean, I'm sorry. I don't.
But Dre should have told Nina though.
But no, you're right. But when she should have told him, but I don't think that made her a sinner for that either. I don't think there was one sinner in that whole.
I didn't see one. Thing. Both of them are wrong. I'm just saying. As much as, and we didn't even see the whole detention that we saw explode in this episode. She's like, I'm tired of this being in purgatory thing, right? We did not see that. We did not see the back and forth. We did not see them being like, because Nina is talking like they've been going through this for days or weeks.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, we did not see any of this. So we don't know if Dre left the house for a couple of days.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking like, did Dre are we going to see Dre sleeping on the couch or whatever? Like,
like none of that. We were too busy having Tiffany and fucking Emmett at a sex party. Just for them to go, let's just see what hat goes, right? Let's just see whoever. I'm like, no, Nina and Dre should have been the focal point once the cheating happened. It would have been good to see the brat come back, just to be like, hey, girl, I want to call you, I want to text you, like to show that she's still something. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Just so there's some tension, we can keep the tension going. Like that could have been something, right?
They just completely dropped the storylines.
They did.
It's like, come on. Dre, we know Dre was wrong, but I understand that's her best friend, but my wife is my wife. My best friend is my best friend.
Yes.
If I have to take time to go and help you, I need to tell my significant other what's going on. But that doesn't give Nina the right to cheat on Dre and not confront Dre. This is normally what happens. You find out your mate is cheating because you tell them. I mean, they tell you, or you find out. Period. She found out nothing. She didn't even, when she saw them sitting on the stoop, all she had to do was get out the car. All right, what's going on here? What's happening right now? And why y'all together and you're not answering your phone? Boom.
And that
then she could have had a reason.
That would have been a great drama moment. Like, there was even bring the brat into this dumb shit because it meant nothing. They could have broke up right there in the thing. Nina could have been like, "Why are you lying to me?" Dre could be like, "Why are you following me?" And that could have been the tension to mess them up. Like the whole one night stand was completely unnecessary.
Yeah, the writing was terrible.
I didn't. Yeah, I mean, anytime I know anytime we're dealing with the show and the idea of cheating, I always wish those. To me, I find those scenes and those storylines the weakest. Like I told you, I want the whole Emmett and Tiffany thing to be over with. Like I'm done with
much.
That's how I feel about this too. Like the whole like Dre and Nina thing. Like I don't know if they have planned out to have them break up and have a divorce, which I think is kind of weird after having a season and a half of them being married just for them to break up again. You know what I mean? Which I find weird. Whatever. But if y'all still trying to plan to have these two still stay together, get rid of this. Get rid of this storyline. It's just you guys are not doing. I don't. There are some things that I think the Shy does very well. This is not one of them when it comes to like cheating spouses or cheat. It's just it just gets. It gets old, it gets tiresome, and then it feels like contradictory, like at times. You know what I mean? It's just like, and then I don't know. It didn't help that I already did not like Nina to begin with, and then all this happens. I'm like, bro, you making it worse. Like I really hate her now. Like
because even when she came and was confronting Dre, and she was like, I'm not gonna sit here and be. I was like, wait a minute, bitch. First off, you are absolutely wrong. Yeah. Your wife needs to be mad at you for as long as she can be because you slept with someone. She helped a friend out. Come on. No, that's not going to happen. No one's going to forgive you overnight or how many weeks it was. Dre has to forgive her in her time. If it takes months to forgive her, it takes years to forgive her, that's what it's going to be.
And somehow Kevin and Keisha don't even know this is happening with their mothers. Like that's not even a thing. Like it's
those two out there living.
I'd be like, Kevin's like, look, I'm bringing girls in here. I'm doing what you're not even in school. Like, let's get Kevin on the right path to some type of fucking life. Like
I'm gonna say Keisha knows. Keisha, I don't know about her character. Keisha seems to be the one character out of everyone that knows just about everything. You know what I mean?
Keisha should have brought it up. This is a significant thing because she's one. So with Lene coming into the house. Like, once again, Nina is talking sense. Like, she's like, look, we already got 2. No, you actually got 3 mouths to feed. She finally got, I'm like, and now you got a 4th. You know what I'm saying? And Dre's like, don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? Like this will be temporary. No, it's not, because you already know this girl's home situation.
She's going to adopt her. They're going to adopt her.
So that's what I'm saying. So now we got, and then Kevin now wants to fuck his play sister. Like, that is like, well, so she's in the house, right? So that's cool. Like, what do you think is going to happen that you have a horny Kevin who already had this girl in her room without talking to either one of you? Like, nothing's going to happen here. I mean, she is playing hard to get, and I appreciate that. But I'm like, Kevin's going to get that.
You're a Bobby Christina.
Oh,
when she was trying to sleep with.
Oh,
too soon. That will always be too soon.
Okay.
Always.
My bad. Okay.
I mean, I thought you were going to take it worse and say like Woody Allen and hit.
That's real shit. That's real.
That documentary, man. Did you watch the documentary?
No,
I know, and I'm afraid to. But maybe I should. Maybe I should check it out. Really?
Pissed every single episode. I was pissed.
Damn episodes. I thought
it was 4.
Yeah.
Oh, 4.
Like almost like surviving him.
Yeah, pretty much.
So let's end with relationships of these 3 boys. The one thing I'm upset about is that the only one who don't have somebody is Papa. Papa is by himself in the Papa
Sweet
pool.
Papa. I love Papa.
Okay.
And Maisha's
one of my favorites.
Boy like this. I mean, this of any man. Next after Trig, Papa is a close number 2. Like
close number 2 to what? What do you mean?
A good man, like a good role model.
A good man.
To be like
Papa is a good man, but I think that was his first relationship.
Yeah.
Lot of women gets turned off by stuff like certain things like that. You know what I mean? But like you being so needy and whatnot, which is what you see for a lot of, especially like young men who've never been in a relationship before. But that don't, good guy or not, it's just like, just kind of give him the space. And she was not doing that, and the way he kind of is, I don't know.
It's a learning thing for him, though. This is his first relationship. He's learning a lesson And I think that's the whole point of it. I think all of them are learning a lesson, but I think Papa especially is learning.
Especially him.
Yeah, is really learning a lesson.
Then we had a scene of Maisha saying, "Look, Papa, I gotta go be the star that I'm gonna be, and I'll get back to you." And I still don't know what kind of star this is or why, but I'm like, let's give me that. That Maisha's like, look, I know I still gotta work some stuff out, but we can talk about this. But have this boy in his daddy's pulpit, just sitting up there alone with the mic, and like everybody else is outside just living their life. I'm like, this is not how you do Papa. This is not how you do Papa. Like, fucking Jake is sitting on the back of his own car now. Are we supposed to see that Camaro is his? Because he was sitting up there texting at the block party. Jake is sitting on the back of a car. So I'm like, is that his?
Oh, was he? I didn't even pay attention.
I didn't pay attention either.
Yeah, I'm like, it better be his car because whoever the owner's at is gonna beat shit out of him. Like, what are you doing on my car? But I'm like, he's sitting on that car like it's his. Like he's texting somebody. Papa walks up at the block party. They end with Kevin getting his blue hair cut off.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
And I'm like, you have any idea how stupid this thing was? Like, he dyed his hair for Lene. Lene didn't even notice. No one noticed. Like, no. And I'm like, and then the girl he did it for wasn't even like, oh, your hair is blue. Why would you do that? Well, I just thought it'd be kind of cool because he was trying to be like the boy she hung out with, right? Like, that could have been something. But instead, they're like, fuck it, I'm just gonna cut my hair. What does that even mean? Like,
so I know what it is supposed to symbolize. My problem with to your point was that because he did so much in the season with like you said, his hair, and there wasn't a lot, certain things wasn't focused on him, it didn't make him getting a haircut making sense. Like in the previous seasons, when anytime he gets a haircut, either it's like a growing moment from him, like either he finds out some terrible news like his father dies, his biological father dies or whatnot, and he learns that he has to be like, he's now the man of the house. Well, I mean, he always was, but so when Brandon cut his hair for that, and then I guess the first season after he witnessed Coogee getting shot by Ronnie or whatnot, he got his hair, it was like moments where of him kind of growing up. So that's the symbolism, whatever. My problem with it was there wasn't enough in this season for me to kind of be like, yeah, he's on this, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's on the next level. Like, what's the next level?
Right. I would imagine, I mean, if they would have ended, like, for example, I think if they would have, I know we saw it in previous episodes, but if in this episode, we saw how cool he was with Gemma and be like, okay, cool, whatever. Him kind of being like saying, yo, I love you. I always love you too, whatever. And then maybe him kind of making right with Jake then. I mean, even though he did it then, if it would have been like in this episode, and it always looked like he was freaking thirsty, like he looked thirsty in this episode, right? So if it looked like he kind of grew a little bit more and kind of been like more, sympathetic to certain things that happened to him, even with like, stuff with Papa and whatnot, then I could understand the whole haircut moment. But he didn't, like you said, there wasn't that much growth. Like, even if he would have understood Jake and Gemma's position when it came to why he should have spoke out when the cop beat him when he did, you know what I mean? Yeah. Something, you know what I mean?
Actually, you know what, Chris, that would have been good. Like if they would have had went on the podcast with Papa and Jake and Kevin, and they talked about it, right? That would have been perfect to end it, right?
They had to end it where it began, like to be like, like, why didn't you stick up for me? To be like right, and Jake being like, I understand, I don't agree with that, but to kind of bring it back to that moment, that would have been a good way to bring it back and be like, we're here for that. Oh, and to your haircut idea, it could have been Amani cutting his hair because she's a hairdresser, like cutting his hair while him and Jake are talking, like at their house. Trig is there being the father figure and that kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? And like Jim is there. Like then it could have been like, oh, all right, like the boys are getting back together again. They're working that shit out. You know what I'm saying? And Amani's cutting his hair like that. But all that together, like that would have been something. Like to your point, that could be
because cutting hair. Well, I know for women, it's a cleansing. Like we women are all about their hair, but when you cut your hair off, it's kind of like a new beginning. So right? And that's what they were doing with Kevin every single season is a new beginning for him, a cleansing of his soul. And they didn't, there was nothing really that he was cleansing from except for he now is going to have Lene as a sister. So he doesn't need blue hair to fit in with her. And it's like, did he learn that anything about getting kicked out of school?
Nope.
But being upset with with Jake about Gemma, but it's really your fault that Jake got with Gemma.
Exactly.
Because if you and your woman are secure with each other and you doing your woman right, she has no reason to go any other place.
Exactly.
Take responsibility for your part in this breakup.
Right.
None of that happened.
None of that.
None of it happened.
He don't have a trig to be like, I need to mentor you. You know what I'm saying? And then for of all the trig moments, I thought didn't make a lot of sense when Gemma's like, oh, my dad's recovering. You know what I'm saying? Like he's gonna be better. And then Jake was like, she says, hey, don't worry, I'm not gonna, basically send your brother to jail for almost killing my dad. And then Trig is like, yeah, that's why we got to be here to mentor y'all. I'm like, what? Like, she just thinks you just almost beat her dad to death. Like, you're the last man that needs to be mentoring anybody. Like, one, Jimmy shouldn't even be there with these two dudes. If that's what she really thinks. But I'm like, hey, not that you're a mentor. I'm just saying that's like, tell her the truth. It wasn't me. It was the mayor. You know what I'm saying? And I was there trying to help your dad.
I thought Jake said it was Duda.
No, absolutely nope.
Oh, wait, he didn't say it? Okay.
He said the both of them were there, and I'm sorry. That's all he said. He said, and like they are.
Well, he did say his brother tried to save him.
So yeah, he did say that. Yeah.
So if you're trying to save him, then you're also not going to be the one to beat. You know what I mean? So I'm pretty sure. Huh?
It's actually not obvious because he could.
Why would you beat someone and try to save him? Like, hey, my brother saved him.
You got in a fight, and what she says, well, at least you like. It's like they got in a fight. He was like, at least you tried to call the cop. It's not obvious because right now that's why she gave him the footage to be like, I'm not going to send you to jail. If she knew he didn't do it and then think she wouldn't do it, then there would be no need for the threats. She was like, are you here to blackmail me? Even his words are you here to blackmail me? That's what Trig asked.
Yeah, why did he say that?
That's what I'm saying. Everything he's doing is saying he's the one that beat her dad. So she's like, no, it's okay. I understand.
I don't know. So I took that as if, because here's the deal. Anytime someone's in the same vicinity or whatnot, you're going to go to jail regardless. You know what I mean? So like the fact that you didn't call it in or whatever, you didn't send them to the police. That means so you're complicit. Just like you witnessed something happening or whatever, and you don't call, like just stuff like that. So that's how I took it. Like they wouldn't have said more than once. They said it more than once, saying like, oh yeah, I know you tried to save my dad and blah blah blah. You're right. We did not hear him actually tell Gemma and actually use the words. It was doodah. That was like But at the same time, there's a lot of stuff we don't hear them say in the show. But then all of a sudden they tell us, we're like, oh, remember when you told me this, and we don't see it. So I took that. I hate to say it, this is the shot. Okay, look, to
both of your points. What should have happened was Trigg should have been getting arrested. He is the one that called the ambulance. He should have been getting arrested because he's a criminal who just got out of jail. He's sitting up there with one of the mayor's officials. You gotta assume Duda just got up and left. Okay, so only them two were there, and they're like, "I'm sorry, who beat this man? We're going to arrest you and talk to you. Do you help us figure this out?" And that's how this should have been. He should have been in jail, being like, "Shit. Do I snitch on the mayor or do I go down for this?" Like, why did they let him go when he's the only one there? Like, that doesn't make sense.
I also thought about something. These kids are like under 18, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I could be wrong when I say this, but when you get a hotel room, don't you have to be at least 18 and then over?
I think Trig did that. I think Trig said
no, Trig no, because Trig just said, "Hey, where y'all been? We got a hotel."
Oh, he did say that.
Exactly. I brought that up last week. I was like, and then
maybe Duda got it.
No.
No.
These underage kids. These underage kids are like, hey, so what are we gonna do in the morning? She said, well, how about we go get some breakfast? So she don't even go home to check on her single father who's worried about her.
No one called her, no doctor, no one called her. She's next to kin. No one called her, but like, hey, by the way, your father's in the hospital.
Beat the fuck up. She's at Jake's house having breakfast, like she's a grown-ass woman, and gonna be like, I'm gonna show up when I feel like it. All kids were acting grown as fuck. And I'm like, no one's checking them. Her mom is alive. They just got a divorce, but somehow her mom don't give a fuck that her ex-husband was beat to death or almost beat to death. And don't give a fuck that her daughter is basically an orphan until he wakes up from the hospital. I'm like it'll
just be one episode, just like Duda, whatever. He was close to death. And,
well, I mean,
Next time you see the season premiere, he'll just have like a small little band-aid on his head. It'll be a small little band-aid. Yeah. It'll just be something small. He'll just have a splint. He'll have like a splint between two fingers. That's it.
He was trying to fight.
Like, damn, Marcus, you healed up fast, bro.
Duda could have ran with this. watch the video, please. I'm talking to a man who gets in my face, who punches me. I defended myself. Maybe I got caught up in the moment. The alcohol got to me. I defended myself. It wasn't like he was an innocent bystander. This man attacked me, and I'm on a cane. This man hit a man who was disabled. I got a cane after being shot, and I was assaulted, and I fought back, and it's over. Like that, they easily could have wrote this off.
I feel like there's something going on with the actual actor who plays Duda. Maybe he's going on to something else. Because why would you all of a sudden just get rid of this guy? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. He's one of the main characters.
But to your point, if that's the case, then why didn't you just have him just die on the damn rooftop?
Yes.
Like, just for 5 episodes later for him to just disappear forever.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
This
show doesn't make any sense, guys. I mean,
it's just a fucking shot. Like, they put so much effort into another great character just to be like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Like it don't matter. We're just playing with y'all. We'll start some more bullshit next year and see what happens. I'm like, oh my God.
Because weirdly enough, I actually like Duda as a villain. Yes. I think he did a really good job as the villain. Yes. But they made his story just go all over the place, and they never concluded anything. They open-ended everything. Even Dre and Nina everything is open-ended. I need closure. Like, give me some closure for these people. Tracy, we know Tracy from the beginning has always been a little whacked, right? Remember when we met her, she was a little, not slow, but she was going through some mental stuff about her son.
Yeah.
And she's always been going through these things. She's always been having mental issues. Nobody addresses that. Yeah. Nobody.
And I mean, her relationship with Duda don't make any sense considering, her son came from being raped by a drug dealer. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like she does. I mean, I don't know why you would get involved with a man like that. Anyway, we gotta wrap this up. Chris, what do you want to see in the season 5?
Oh, season 5. Man, it's going to start. Well, I already know how it's going to start. It's going to start off either just like everything. Because it's funny. I did predict, like I said, at the end of every season, it's like it always ends with like a cookout or something, right? So. And sure enough, right? I thought this time around was going to end with Jada's like memorial service or something. Right. And they just thought, but the beginning of the season, it's going to be the same way. It's going to be like a wedding or funeral. Maybe EJ's funeral because we barely see him anyway. So like maybe they just be like, you know what,
kill a kid.
EJ gone, and then maybe that brings back Tiffany and Emmett. I don't know. I mean. I don't know where they would go with it because even when you watch the preview for this season, it made you be like, oh, it's all about police brutality. And it really wasn't at all, right? So I don't know, bruh. Like, I mean, maybe we find out Christian really is secretly a psychotic killer. And then as they merge in worlds with Dexter or whatnot or something. Christian's evil, I think. I don't know. I have no idea. All
right, so Christian is evil. Jada's gonna be in the casket one way or the other. I think we agree on that. Kimberly, what about you?
I mean, I feel like the next season Jada's gonna pass. That's gonna bring everybody together, right? I think Papa will eventually survive his, heartbreak. I think Kevin and Lene will become very close, but they won't. Of course, they're not gonna be together, but they'll become like brother and sister. And I really feel like Dre and Nina are gonna adopt her because Dre really feels close to this girl. And I think Dre and Nina are gonna be fine. I don't think there's gonna be a divorce in it. I think they're gonna get over it. Yeah. And I feel like Emmett and Tiffany are gonna get a divorce because Tiffany is enjoying sleeping with other men, right? And Emmett is gonna figure out that he loves Keisha. Like Keisha has always been there for him. Mm. They have a great relationship. If anyone on this show should be together, it should be Keisha and Emmett. That's what I think. And I think that Jake and Gemma are going to break up because Gemma, after a while, the guilt that she feels about what she, her giving them the tape and all that, it's going to work in her mind. She's going to feel bad about it. Marcus, I think, he's of course going to come out of whatever coma he's in or whatever. And I think that eventually they're going to find Duda and he's going to be arrested. But I don't think you're going to show Duda. I think it's going to be like a news thing. And they just flash him on the news and you find out, oh, he was down in Colombia and they found him and all this stuff. Yeah,
he ain't in jail. He dead.
Yeah,
he might be dead.
I want to say, yo,
Rose
there's
might
gonna be
get
all
him
kinds
killed.
of. There's gonna be several murders. Well, not murders. There's gonna be a couple of deaths. He gonna be dead. Jada gonna be dead. I don't know. Maybe EJ. I don't know. Like, but at least the first two, I just know. Duda and Jada's gonna be dead, and then we're gonna realize it was all for nothing for them to survive whatever they had last season, just for them to die anyway.
And the police are coming back.
Oh, the police. Oh yeah.
Police are coming back because of what happened with Marcus. The police are coming back. Duda's gone. He's no longer the mayor. So whoever becomes the new mayor is gonna go ahead and implement the police to come back to Chicago streets.
Well, Rosalind right now is the acting mayor. So I
don't know how that worked. That doesn't make any sense.
Let's not get into that part of the shy. To the point, I personally I would like to, if they're gonna keep Duda around, which I doubt. I agree, right? Because it would be nice if somehow Marcus goes, "Hey, I'm a blackmailer. I'm not gonna say what actually happened. He can't remember some bullshit," and they bring the mayor back. And they try to work it out. I just feel like he's too good of a character, and if they do this again, I'm like, fuck this show, man. Like, I mean, it's but like I said, Jada's gone, one way or the other. But I just want Duda back. I want Duda back, because it's no other villain in this show that we got to be scared of. You know what I'm saying? And they put a lot.
Not yet.
Not yet, right? They're gonna
Christian got to develop.
Thank you for
Candyman there.
Thank you for reminding me. I think you're absolutely right, Kimberly. Bring this show full circle would be to bring a mature Emmett, actually taking care of all three of his kids, because Keisha brought her child. She knows what it means to be a parent. She could help him actually be like, you got 3 kids now that you and Tiffany are gone. Mm-hmm. Christian, for what I don't think he's gonna be a serial killer, but let's say for whatever reason, she just. I
don't think he's a serial killer. I think that either he's related to the rapist in some way. I mean, he could be.
I'm gonna be honest. Everything I said about Christian, I was totally bullshit. I was just being funny. But it would be hilarious. It would be hilarious.
I mean, he could be like someone like that, right? He could be related. He could be the guy's son. He could be, he could be like a serial. There's a lot of things he could be. But it's just something about him. There's just something about him. Like he
seeks her out. That's a good point. Because didn't she work at that store first? She worked at that store first, and then he worked there searching her out. Be like, just for my father.
It's too good to be true, and you can only take it. I say Keisha falls into the arms of Emmett after Tiffany leaves him.
Oh no, I would stop watching.
After Tiffany leaves him,
it's gonna happen.
They go back to the love.
I will stop watching.
They go back to the Love Jones moment, and they're like, "Hey, how you there for each other?" And that's when Christian is like, "You know what? If this is what you want, I'm out." And I'm saying, "Hey, you gone," and then they get together.
No,
that's what I think. I think they're gonna definitely put Emmett in, because they're putting all the little crumbs around them.
Yeah.
That the way Emmett confronted Christian, and then the way that he was talking to her in the previous episodes, I love you, and all this old stuff.
They went house shopping together. That's the couple. Yeah. That's the couple that you bring. That's how the show ends. Them actually together, and like again, Emmett's. I can respect him a little bit if he leaks these things about his kids, and like and that's the couple that we started off.
That ends. Yeah, I think Nina's still gonna be with Dre.
But I'm saying, but like for like this kind of tie, like to your point, I think to bring those two together would be like the future, like and they all got their kids as a blended family. Blah blah blah. Blah.
Shout out, random thought too. I mean, shout out to I love that random touching moment, even though it's kind of funny. The whole Kevin and Dre moment. It's like he said, "You lucky it was me, not your mom." He said, "You are my mom."
Oh yeah, that
was kind of cute. I thought that was a little cute. That was a little cute.
And that was manipulation.
It was.
It's like, because Dre's supposed to be the hammer. Dre's supposed to be like the authoritarian in that relationship. Like, sit down, Nina. Anyway, guys, we gotta get up out of here. We gotta get to we gotta get to Power Book 3, so I can shit on that. Thank you guys very much for watching. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. You can like on the video, comment on the video, share the video. We'll see you next year if the show gets renewed. I really don't give a fuck either way. Like, if this is it, so be it. You know what I'm saying?
He's joking, y'all. He joking. He loves it. They're gonna get y'all. They gonna get y'all. You in the comments, bro.
I'm just like,
He joking.
I like no. It had a good run. It had a good run. And you know, let these actors get on to shows with better writing. But speaking of that, we'll get to book 3. Thank you, guys.